Welcome back to Live, Work, Stay with Billy Kay. Today we're very fortunate to have Meyer from the Santa Elena Foundation with us to talk a little bit about a lot of things happening there. For 2 years we kept hearing, Santa Elena's coming. What's Santa Elena? Well, it's a dig at Paris Island, where they're finding the Spanish. But you know, within the last month, the parking lot's full. I see people coming in and out of the building. And Santa Elena is here. So tell us sort of where we are in the developmental process, what we're doing today, what we can look forward to, and what you want the people out there to do to help you.
Sure, wonderful. Well, we're excited to be a new offering in our array of historical and cultural opportunities within our city limits and within our county. And the Santa Elena History Center is open to the public. We've had about 700 plus people come through the door and leave with a sense of amazement and intrigue at what the story teaches them and what they learn while they're there. So we invite the public to come and see our introductory video, see our introductory exhibit, meet our wonderful docents who will tell them a lot more layers of the story. And we're very excited as to what will come next in April, which will be our grand opening.
Before we go to that, for those who are not as familiar with Santa Elena, who haven't heard it and read about it every day, can you, in a nutshell, tell us thousands of years of history?
Well, 450 years ago, a gentleman named Pedro Menendez de Aviles crossed the Atlantic. He heard that the French were trying to claim the New World, as it was known, as it was discovered by Christopher Columbus and other explorers in the early 15th century. And so he came across the Atlantic. He addressed the threat of the French claim to the land, and he came up the coast and he actually settled Santa Elena, which was the intended center of operations for the New World, and really claimed the territory for the Spanish government and King Philip, who ordered.
That's all of North America.
Yes, that is all of North America.
Not just Beaufort County.
That's correct.
So he said we were the center of the world.
That's right.
At that point.
Yes. And so that settlement lasted over 2 decades. It was the capital of what we now know as North America. And it has an exciting history to tell. And what it is really is a lens into an entire century of earliest European settlement stories that happened here that really set the tone for you know, what ended up happening later.
That's before Jamestown.
It is 40 years before Jamestown was settled by the English.
It's before Charleston.
It was before Charleston by about 100 years.
So we're first.
Yes.
So that's quite an exciting finding for the historians to gather and finally say, as Professor Larry Rowland says, everything starts in Beaufort County.
Yes.
So you're in the building. It's the old, it's the original Beaufort County Courthouse that is also known as the Federal Courthouse, and now it's the Santa Elena Foundation. If I go up the steps, what am I going to find?
Well, when you enter our doors, you'll be greeted by a wonderful host of volunteers, and we've had a great interest and a great group of folks, dozens and dozens and dozens, coming and supporting what we're doing by volunteering their time and talent. So they'll greet you and they'll show you around the building. They'll tell you a little bit about the history of the building itself, because it is a remarkable location. And as you alluded to, it has its own history. What's happened in those walls is pretty interesting too. So we'll tell you a lot about the building's history, and we'll start to introduce folks to the story of Santa Elena and whet their appetite for more to come, and of course give them resources and other ways to continue learning about it and becoming involved with us.
And I understand that the Heritage Library Foundation is going to take a corner.
Yes, we're so excited about that.
And they focus on genealogy, right?
They sure do. Ancestry research is their niche in the historical market, if you will, and they're going to open up a branch in our new center, and it'll be a way for them to expand across the county and give more folks an opportunity to conduct their ancestry research.
And the permanent exhibit, I understand it's hidden away in a tomato packing house on St. Helena Island.
It's in a secret location that may soon change over to be a tomato warehouse. We luckily have a lot of different resources here in this town, and we're capitalizing on many of them. So that's a unique way. We've had some really important support because thankfully through a partnership with the Spanish government, we were able to acquire, also with the funding from the county, a beautiful, dynamic exhibit that will tell the story of Santa Elena. We've had to tuck it away for a few months until we got our building open and up to code and ready to host it. And now we'll bring it in and face the last couple phases of construction and installation, also funded by Community Foundation and generous other business and private donors, to open in April as we celebrate the 450th anniversary.
And are you going to sit on the bay with big cannons and blast them off to celebrate the opening?
Are you the right guy?
I can't give the permit, but I bet you could get one.
That would be wonderful.
We've had a number of cannons, celebratory cannons. I mean, something may not come out of the barrel, but it can make the noise and ricochet backwards.
Yes, that would be lovely.
Can you talk this early about what the opening, what people would find, how long is it going to go on, what are they going to see, anything to eat? That always drives.
Oh yes, I agree with you there. Well, when we open in April, we're going to do so in a celebratory fashion with a ribbon cutting and music and barbecue. There's an anecdote that hasn't quite been confirmed, but it's interesting nonetheless, that when the Spanish arrived with pigs and unloaded pigs from their ships, the Native Americans taught them how to roast them over a fire, and thus began what we know and love, especially in South Carolina, barbecue.
So in return, the Spanish taught the Indians how to make tapas? I love tapas. When I was in Spain, I went sort of as an ambassador of Santa Elena to meet in a small town there. And the tapas, when we opened Emily's years ago, my partner, who was Swede, said, we're going to have a tapas restaurant. I said, you can't have a tapas restaurant in Buford. He said, it's tapas, small Spanish dishes. And so we have to have a few tapas as well.
We can handle that. But on April 30th, we'll be really celebrating our grand opening. And as folks come participate in the barbecue and the festival that's going on, they can for the first time see the exhibit on the second floor. And that will remain open afterwards for folks to come and visit at their leisure.
It'll be a one-day event?
The barbecue will be a one-day event, and from then on, our exhibit will be open to the public 6 days a week, Tuesday through Sunday.
Okay, you can let me post it on my website?
That would be wonderful.
Okay, we'll do it.
Great.
For anyone who would like to get in touch, I'm sure you can always use more volunteers. I know you can always use financial contributions.
Absolutely.
In kind. How would people get a hold of you?
Well, our website is really the core of our contact basis. It's www.santa-elena.org, and there people can learn more about the story, see videos of what's to come and what is there now. They can sign up for programs. We have a wonderful program series that is launched. In fact, just this evening, Dr. DePratter, who's the lead archaeologist, and I'm sure you're familiar with Dr. DePratter, he'll be giving a talk, and then we have a variety of other subjects as well. So online, folks can sign up for those opportunities. They can learn more about us. They can express their interest in helping out in a multitude of ways.
Terrific. Something very exciting coming to northern Beaufort County for all of Beaufort County, and that is the opening of the Santa Elena Foundation's Center, I guess is what we call it. It'll be an interpretive center, research, but there'll be exhibits there, and that's coming in April. So stay tuned. Meanwhile, go to the website, send them $1 or $2, come visit them, help them get ready. Thank you very much, Maggie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with me.
It's a pleasure.